What's up, guys? I'm really falling in love more and more as I experiment with them and use them. The top jacket from 241 Tactical, and thought I'd show you a possibility of a use and see what you thought. Maybe this is something that would work for you or not work for you. Along with that, I just wanted to offer you a couple of thoughts. So what I'm wearing right now, I've got just a plain old pair of brown pants on and just a simple button-up, you know, everyday type dress shirt. This is the kind of thing I would typically wear when I'm out and about. Sometimes I'd wear it with, you know, a pair of the jeans that I mentioned before, etc. This allows me to hide my, you know, concealed carry gun. It's comfortable, doesn't look out of place for those of you that are concerned about that, etc. If you are wearing something like this and you're out and about at work, whatever, and you've got your get home bag with you and something happens, it's easy enough just to, if I needed to, stay like I am, grab my get home bag and hit the road if I need to, right? But if you listen to me for any length of time, I don't think it's going to be just that simple. You're not going to be just walking down the sidewalks like you're going for a leisurely walk. You need to think about being able to be concealed, be a lower profile target, but lower profile by being harder to spot. Okay? So as I've mentioned before, that involves camouflage. Well, I've got enough stuff that I've got to carry in a typical get-home bag anyway. This is just for maybe a couple of nights walking on foot. It may take you more than that just to get from one side of town to the other. Keep that in mind and in thought when you're thinking about this stuff. So, the camouflage aspect of it. I don't want, if I can avoid it, of having to pack in the tick another whole set of clothes to change into. Okay? I want to try to make the most efficient use that I can out of my get home bag. I'd rather take up the space and weight in there with food, water, shelter, first aid, things like that. But I do want some kind of camouflage layer in there. So what's an easy way to do that? Well, that's where I think, after having played with it, I think the top jacket from 241 is a really good option for this. I'll show you what I mean. I can go like this. Let's say, hypothetical scenario, you're in the midst of something just happened, everybody's, you know, going nuts, which, come on people, be real. People panic over the least little thing. If a serious situation ever happens, people are going to be deer in the headlights, freaking out. If you got to walk home and you can't drive, that means everybody else is going to be in the same boat. Think about what the average, you know, people out there are going to do if they've got to walk home from wherever they're at, work, shopping center, whatever. They ain't going to be thinking straight. They're not going to be paying attention to a lot of stuff. So that's it. You just grab your bag, boom, start going. Get a little ways away, get away from the crowds, get off lost. It may be as simple as getting into a little stand of woods on the side of the highway, side of the road or something. Okay? That's when you can stop, take your bag off. I'll take my regular everyday shirt off, right? Simple enough. Pull out my top jacket. Again, it's a single layer of clothing just like the shirt is. Get myself situated. Okay. Then take my shirt because I don't want to leave it behind. Might come in handy, you never know when you need it. Just like that, I go from everyday Joe at work out shopping to now I'm camouflaged up a little bit, right? In case anybody wondering, this is the Pencott Badlands pattern, which I think is just a really, really good choice for an urban E&E situation, okay? It really works well in suburban areas, urban areas, and even out into the woods and rural areas to an extent. But with the plain brown pants on, right, with as low down as this comes, I am really fairly well camouflaged. If I squat down or take a knee, most of my body is camo. Now, a quick note on that. Remember, guys, camouflage is not about trying to look like a bush or a tree. In a lot of ways, it's honestly not so much even trying to look like your environment. For us, it's about not looking like a human being, a person, okay? I think one of the primary goals is to make it so that if another human being spots you from a distance, or excuse me, another human being looks at you from a distance, you make it so that their brain doesn't instantly recognize you as another human being. Our brains are unconsciously and subconsciously a lot of times programmed to assign certain parameters to things, right? So most people, again, speaking of generalities here, most people, their brain looks for a human shape. It looks for what it would normally attribute to a human being wearing. The kind of shirt, pants, you know, coloration, shape, etc. If you do something to break that up or change that, then it makes it a lot harder. It doesn't mean you won't be seen, but it means that that person's brain might not process what the eyes are seeing as another human being. They can look at you and then look right on past you. Keeping in mind, when it comes to concealment like that, what we look at, we can only do so much in pictures and video, okay? You've got this square frame that everything's fit in. If I'm out testing a camo pattern, I tell you, hey, we're going to test this camo pattern. You know that somewhere in the frame, I'm going to be there. You know what I'm wearing. You know that I'm wearing the pattern that we're talking about and testing, and you know that I'm going to be somewhere in this limited space, right? Out in the real world, other people aren't going to know what you're wearing, okay? Because you have no way of telling every person that you may encounter what you're wearing. And they've got 360-degree environment in multiple directions, vertically, horizontally, etc., to have to look. And you could be anywhere in this realm. So their brain has no specific area to focus on, and the brain doesn't know what it's looking for. So by putting on a camo pattern, and especially something kind of baggy like this, you're altering what most people's brains are going to be looking for in a human. A little bit of distance, and boom, they look right at you and look right on over you. That's why movement is also such a big thing, because if your movement will give you away just as much as the wrong color of clothing will, okay? They're both symbiotic in that regards. So, enough rambling about that. This tops jacket gives you one garment that you can throw in your bag, okay? And if I needed to stop and walk back through a crowd, say I was concerned about them seeing me in this, I don't think I personally would, but if you are, you can stop, take this off, shove it back in your pack, pull your regular shirt back out, throw it back on, do what you need to do. When you get passed through, swap it back out, boom, there you go. So, quick down and dirty option for your get home bag, bug out bag, whatever. The top jacket, I'm there with it, man. This one's probably going to be relegated to mine and stay there pretty much indefinitely until I find a better option, which right now this is kind of where it's at. So one other thing I wanted to show you guys real quick on this jacket, because I'm finding all kind of uses for it. Something that I did, and you can do yourself real easy, with the hood, okay? Not always going to be using the hood, and when I'm not using it, I personally don't want it flopping around back there. It seems like for me, this is just me speaking, whenever I wear something with a hood, and the hood's just laying back there on my back, I invariably, it acts like a giant bucket, and every leaf, every piece of pine straw, every speck of dust and dirt that could possibly be out there will accumulate in that hood. I don't know why, it's just me, Murphy, he rides right here. So when I'm not using the hood, I like to have it secure. Well, what I did is I took a note from our Brit brothers and sisters, and all I did was I took a little piece of cord, right, and just a simple toggle, and I sewed it onto the back of the jacket, and then right where the seam's at inside, I sewed on this piece of cord, and all you do is roll your hood up, pull that cord over, slip it around the toggle, and boom, it'll keep the hood nice and secure until you need it, and then when you need it or want it, all you do is simply unhook it, boom, flip your hood up, and you are good to go. You can easily do that with a button. I just used the toggle because I had it on hand. Sorry, I'm just fiddling with it. It got squished around a while ago. I'm just using the toggle, guys, because I had it on hand. Like I said, a button works really good. I know on the Brit, on their SAS windproof smocks, they use a big, what we call Canadian button. That works really well. These little toggles you can buy cheap online. I mean, they're pennies. That and a piece of cord. You could use a little piece of 1/8 inch shot cord. You could use a piece of hollowed out paracord. I think this is actually a piece of chin strap off of a boonie hat that I cut off that I wasn't using. So anyway, just a quick down and dirty little mod that you can do to your top jacket to secure that hood. So there you go. Hope you guys found it interesting. Hope somebody maybe will find it of use. If not, hey, no worries. Just thought I'd show it to you. That's all for now on this one. Take care, stay safe, stay ready. We'll see you later.